Yeah, that's right. Absolutely terrible, ruin my plans, completely nonsensical, but always wet.
Oh, I know. Trump fans. Trump,
It says Make America Gay again.
great again. We love Trump, right?
You are always responsible for how you choose to act. No one else decides for you. Not your past, not your circumstances, not the people around you. When things go wrong, it's tempting to point fingers. To blame your parents, your partner, your boss, society. But at the end of the day, you're the one making your choices. True freedom starts when you stop waiting for someone to rescue you. When you stop expecting others to fix what's broken in your life. When you finally accept that no one is coming to save you. Life will throw challenges at you that aren't fair. You'll face situations you didn't ask for or deserve. But what happens next is still up to you. The moment you fully embrace responsibility is the moment you reclaim your power. You stop being a victim of circumstance and start becoming the author of your story. The quality of your life ultimately comes down to the quality of your decisions.
Guys, taking accountability and responsibility for everything in your life is the key that unlocks so many things. You have to grab hold of it. All right, y'all, let's see what I got for you today. You know, I want to talk about morning routine. Morning routine really changed my life. And, well, for me, what I do is when I first wake up, I meditate heavily. So I can easily meditate heavily when I'm in like that twilight state where I just woke up. And what I usually think about is everything I'm thankful for and grateful for. The intricacies of the world, the way my body.
When you're seriously injured, experience matters. For over 40 years, we've demanded more from insurance companies. They know we mean business. We have the experience to win. The choice is clear.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, this new Google product is gonna run your pockets. And I'm gonna show you examples of how it's already been doing so. Now, this is a technology that's been around for a while. This is just Google's version, but there have been other versions that have been, because I'm on YouTube, prior to this. But I just want to show you all a few things on how you might be getting finessed, especially on YouTube or social media period, and you don't even know it. And I'm gonna show you some good examples. All right, so first of all, what we're looking at right now is this is just a markup, right? So with this particular program, you can only create 8-second videos. Now there are other programs where you can create, 30, 45-minute videos. But I just want to show you all how real this looks, right? So this is one that I just marked up, right? And I'm gonna tell you the plan. It is what it is, right? So the idea of this particular markup came from this guy right here. I'm pretty sure a lot of you all see this guy all over YouTube talking about real estate market crash videos, how the real estate market's gonna crash, how everybody's going broke, etc., etc., etc. Okay, now let me show you the finesse, right? So I can come to one of his videos. I can download the transcript of this video, okay, in the words. Put it in the chat GPT, have it rewrite it for, let's just say, for example, for a 20-minute or 15-minute video. Then I can come over to an AI program, which is very similar to this, and have it say the same thing that this guy is saying, but in a different voice. So I'll give you an example. So here is the same program, but using Gemini. And if you listen, it's a totally different
The real estate market is crash.
It's messing up.
90% of it's gonna crash.
Now, this isn't the only program. You know, there's one where if you have 100 videos of yourself, you can upload the 100 videos into the program, and it can perfectly generate your image, your voice, your likeness, and it can produce videos for you. I found out about this through my real estate CRM. They have access to this technology. It's not open to just anybody in the public unless you purchase the CRM. But you can create videos like this with your likeness, not with, you know, the artificially generated likeness. But this just goes to show that you have to be careful, especially on the internet, because I can literally take this guy's talking points, generate an AI avatar, and start posting hundreds of, you know,
Welcome to your favorite news network, the Dusty News Network. You know where Negro news comes first, and I'm so excited to be your host today. Breaking news. On TikTok, things is getting a little bit interesting, especially with some of the TikTok couples. And we're going to talk about a pair of those today because one of the couples is named Shady and Hakeem. Now, Shady is a lady who's an albino, but she's coherent. She can talk. She has a disability, all right? Then you have her husband, a brother by the name of Hakeem. At first, you thought there was a loving couple.
Hey, I'm finna hit you. To the people that do like it.
But this is not cool no more, right? Because now we're finding out this.
And who is supposed?
I didn't like that. I promise you I didn't like that. And I was always doing stuff for her like I was a slave. I'm telling y'all, bro. Every little thing, like she need a water bottle open, she need anything, bro. Every little thing, I gotta do it like she's a baby. When we sit on the couch in the living room watching TV, can you help me up? Like, get up, bro. It's just like, try to be strong, bro. Don't let the sickness beat you because you can do it on your own. So don't do that to me because I'm already mentally messed up, bro.
I just told her, you could have just told me, you could have been like, look, we're gonna be friends. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do it. I feel like you're ugly. I feel like you're crippled. I feel like your disability too much for you. You could have told me all that. But no, you didn't. You didn't tell me all that.
She look like how she smell. Y'all look at somebody and be like, you know, they smell good. Look at her and just think about how she smell. Think about that cool smell. She be trying to hide it with like these little perfume lotions and stuff. She be trying to hide it with like perfume lotions, all this scented cocoa butter and all this vanilla scents and all that. Girl, you still smell like 10 pounds of yeast between them legs. You can't get on here and talk about nobody. You try to bash me, playing something. Don't be mad if I'm on here now. Now, when you try to get on that mountain, trying to go low to the devil, now. And you want to try to text my phone, we got a lie. I told her, L you. We'll never come back from this. I'll slap you with this seafood, but I'll put these fingers in my eyes right now. That's how mad I am at you. You little earthworm. I'm disappointed in you. You betrayed me. You earthworm. I've trained you better than that. I've raised you up better than that. You earthworm. I hope you want her to watch it. You earth motherfucking worm. She used me. She used me.
And I really feel like he do not love me.
In this video, we're testing the all-new Byrna Compact full Pierce technology launcher on a 16-gauge metal round at a distance of 22 meters. It's the same concept as the Byrna SD for LE and the inserting the 8 grams CO2. Once you feel resistance, continue turning the quarter turn further. Avoid over-tightening. Loading the 0.61 caliber projectiles, which are now available in orange for the compact launcher. The compact launcher does not require a safety. Just ensure you pull the trigger all the way. Shooting the Byrna CL from a distance of 22 feet at a 16 gauge. It's truly impressive. It delivers the same impact as the SD or LE, but in a more compact design for concealed carry. Here, we're showing the 16 gauge metal and the damage it causes upon impact. This is proof that the shot was taken from a distance of 22 feet. Comparing the size of the Byrna launchers, magazines, you can learn more by following the link.
Now, there are a ton of false teachers out there that we can talk about, but Philip Anthony Mitchell is not one of those guys. He is one of the guys that really preaches the word of God. Now, the reason why I say that is because when you're preaching a sermon and people are walking out during the middle of your sermon because you convicted them, you said something right. The question is, in this video that's been going viral for a while now, what did Philip Anthony Mitchell say that made these people walk out of the sermon? But we're going to watch this video together. No interruptions, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on the back end of the video. Let's get into it.
And the scripture teaches us he rebelled against God, and there was war in heaven. Read the book. War in heaven. And because there is no dualism, that Satan is not stronger than God Almighty. There's no dualism. Satan ain't stronger than God. The scripture says because of that much, Satan was cast out of heaven. It's when Jesus said, I saw Satan fall from heaven like lightning down to the earth. And in Revelation, when he's pictured as the dragon, it says his tail took a third of the stars of heaven with him. That is, he took 1/3 of all of the angels with him who he had got in their ear. So stupid. Who, according to Jude, abandoned their place in heaven, and now they're going to be chained in eternal fire for their abandonment of God. These angels that he corrupted, that was thrown out of heaven, are the demons that roam the earth today. They're the demons that whisper in the ears of your favorite psychic when you go get your palm read. And these demons have been watching you since you was young. And so they whisper in the ear of the psychic. They tell you your age and the last boyfriend you had and what city you was born in, because they've been watching you. And And then they start to prophesy and tell you about your future and lead you away from the Lord Jesus Christ. And because we're not read, because you love sermons but you don't read, you don't know that that stuff is demonic. Your little tarot cards, your little sage, your little crystals, your little readings, all that stuff is demonic. How are you praying to God and got crystals next to your Bible at the same time? How are you trying to send up the incense of prayer and got sage burning at the same time? Too many sermons, not enough literacy. That's why I'm gonna keep encouraging you. Don't just listen to me. Read the scriptures for
Mr. Chesterfield, what's up?
yourself. Read.
I'm doing good, man. How you doing today?
Don't just trust me. Read. So Christ in heaven saw with his own eyes the first sin ever committed, and he seen the damage that it caused. It caused an archangel to lose their position in glory, who became your adversary, the devil and Satan, who still loves music, by the way. You never realize when you listen to certain things why it make you feel angry, lustful. You feel like you want to commit murder. Oh, no, you love her because she's famous. You love her. And you love him because they're famous and they call themselves a Christian. Yo, I don't got time to get into this, but I just want to tell you, you can't find a description for Christian in the Bible. It's not in there. It was a derogatory term that was given to us. We call ourselves now, but you can't find a description for a disciple. Anybody in society could put Christian in their profile, but we're checking for fruit. I said we're looking for fruit. We're looking for evidence of your Christianity. You know, somebody gonna tell me, oh, you can't tell me I'm not a Christian. John did in 1 John. This is who we know who the sons of God are and who the sons of the devil are.
Outstanding, Mr. Chesterfield. I love that for you.
So foolish and gullible.
Starting off the vacation real good.
I don't care that somebody call themselves a Christian. We're checking for fruit. Evidence of grace and transformation. Where is the presence of the Holy Spirit in your life? Where is your desire by nature to follow the commandments of God Almighty? What are we talking about?
So this is when people begin to walk out, right here. But listen to what he says after they walk out.
I don't care. I don't care. I ain't trying to fill up no room. I'm going to preach this truth, whether the room is full or the room is empty. I don't care. They gonna shut me up. I ain't up here to get your approval. I don't care if half of y'all don't come back next week.
The Lord not on your blood. It's not going to be on my hands in the judgment.
And that's exactly right.
There we go.
Watch what sugar does to our belly. Number one, protein bars. The protein that's being used never actually existed.
Philip Anthony Mitchell.
Oh, hello, what's your name? Oh. I tweet. Huh? I tweet. Oh, man.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Shit. Oh, who's gonna come clean this up? Oh my god. Who's gonna go?
Bruh. Hey, when you see your big get fucked.
I'm sorry, babe. He's gonna hate this up.
Man, I can't believe this too. My boy just turned into the boss mode villain. Oh yeah, the boss mode villain of the YNs after seeing that. That babe, I'm sorry babe, was absolutely diabolical. No. Not cool at all.
Pros and cons of different jobs that allow you to travel the world. Coding. But why coding? Well, for one, the starting salary is generally really high, and you can do it from anywhere. You custom.
This TikTok is just said, why can't Chinese people make a white baby? Why? It's too long to make a white.
Oh, shit.
Too long. She's awful.
Bro, sometimes the stuff just ain't funny. It's just the way people laugh that make it funny, bro. Like, just the way she was laughing just made you want to laugh.
That's true.
If a man offers to take you on a vacation or trip, and you do not plan on sleeping with this man, do not hop on that plane. Do not waste that man's time and money. And then y'all got the nerve to be like, just because I hop on a flight don't mean I'm entitled to sleep with him. That's true, but pay for your own flight. Fuck. Why do you need him to pay for shit if that's how you want to move? Like, feel me? Like, that shit don't make sense. I don't ever have a man pay for my flight unless I'm letting in on that dick. Are you crazy?
That was easy.
See, at least she know what time it is. At least she know if she getting flown out, she on a mission. I ain't talking Tom Cruise Mission Impossible. She know she gotta go and perform, though. And I'm not saying it's tricking, but she knows she about to show some appreciation. So she know what she's about to do. Everything else, totally 100% facts. If you ain't about to do anything crazy, just catch up. Stuff. You can't cancel your own flight. Well, you can cancel your own flight, but what I'm saying is, you don't have to risk anybody else canceling the flight that they paid for because what? Y'all had a falling out during the trip, the vacation, those type of things.
Applebee's drama.
So y'all, I'm in here in fucking Applebee's, and this guy talking about he wanna come take me out and asking me to pay for the bill. Like, what? I'm sorry, like, you bum brokey. This is Applebee's. What do you mean you want me to pay for the bill? I had to get up out of there and fucking walk out on that nigga. Like, he got me up, for real. When I pull up, talking about he want me to pay for the bill. Like, what the I look like paying for the bill? He in there right now, and I had to walk out on his ass. Yes, because God look like paying for the bill. This is Applebee's. Not like, yeah, you need to come up in here and set this nigga straight because what?
What the nigga look like?
Nah, he over here with a cap on, with a fitted cap on.
Cap on?
Yeah.
Ladies first, I'm going to see what's up with him. You coming? We're going to try to
No, again, going crashing out over an Applebee's dinner bill is not the way to go, bro. It's not the way to go. Man, look, at the end of the day, lady, if you can't do what's right, just pay your own portion. At least pay your own portion before you leave. Drop the dude, goes to do whatever you gotta do. If you wanted to go 50-50, you can't do it. What's the issue here? What's the issue here? They ain't gonna go call your dad for what? Alright, 2 for 20?
Oh, well, I'll be damned. Damn. Look, what you got? Oh, okay.
Bro, the fact that he picked them things up so quick and then turned and looked at homie and was just like, man, don't try me. Don't, these mine. What looked like he found like $100 bill on the ground real quick. Oh, what kind of content is this, bro? I know it's like a prank. I know it's like, I just don't, you get what I'm saying? Like, what y'all, like, who falls for this in real life in Walmart? Like, why do we actually fall for this in real life? I just don't get it.
Trying to find the best way to pay off debt? Your home equity could help, and it might be easier to tap into it than you think. You may have been told it's not a great idea to touch it, but the truth is that it can be a great choice if you do it right. A hometown home equity investment gives you access to cash in exchange for a percentage of your home's future value in as little as a few weeks. And unlike a home equity loan or HELOC, it doesn't require you to take on any monthly payments or added debt. Plus, the qualification criteria is much more flexible than that of many financial solutions, with no income or employment requirements to worry about. Sounds too good to be true, right? I promise it's not. You have 10 years to set.
How do we actually fall for this in real life? I just don't get it.
What do you think about people who are saying Cat be out here looking a little sassy on the court? Nah. I don't want to say I could see what they're trying to say. I just feel like sometimes people take it too far with calling men sassy. I feel like sometimes it's people trying to, like, if men show any sort of emotion, they sassy. Like, it's becoming a thing where sometimes it could be a little funny, But sometimes it could be like, come on, they're human beings. Like, let them express. Now, I could understand, like, when I watch them pop the balloons shows on YouTube. Okay, that's sassy. That's sassy. But I think people putting their heart into something, having a little, you know, pizzazz about them, or feeling like, okay, I just made that shot. I don't think that's sassy. Like, I think now it's almost becoming, I don't want to say that because but I was almost going to say like a little bit of a slur. Like, it's like, what do you really mean by that? That somehow sus. You know what I mean? So, I don't really like to look at that. We're all human beings. People express in all sorts of different ways, you know? But on a surface level, it could be a little funny. A little bit. Okay, let's see. Timber with the love. You know.
At the end of the day, man, they can't really do what they want to do, say what they want to say, in a lot of ways. And in today's culture, we do something crazy. It's sassy. You want to wear hoop earrings, sassy. All right. You wear a bright yellow shirt because it matches your shoes, sassy. All right. You want to go to a spot, sassy. You know what I'm saying? You talk back to a woman, sassy. Oh, men don't talk back, sassy. You get a Band-Aid because you cut your finger. That shit's sassy. I don't know what to say, bro. Like we almost we got a little dome over our heads for some reason.
Marry the good guy. For all my girlies in their 20s, their 30s, marry the good guy. Don't marry the hot one. Don't marry the popular one. Marry the good guy. My now husband, when we were dating, he sat in the hospital waiting room with me, with my grandmother, for 6 hours. Waited on her hand and foot, was not complaining, nothing. Sat there with us, my grandmother, for 6 hours. Now there's a language barrier because my grandmother only knew how to speak Vietnamese. Johnny only knows how to speak English. And he still sat there with her for 6 hours. Marry the good guy.
Man, what's crazy is, man, I get it. You're telling women to go ahead and marry the good guy. But it's almost just like you just marry your husband because he's a good guy. He's, you know, like it almost looks like you was like he's ugly, he's unathletic, but just to the fact that, you know, he's good. He can do all these things for me and for my family and around the house. He's good enough to marry. Like, I don't know, is he a good guy or good enough? Which one? Because that's what I was really getting from this, right?
Do y'all remember back in the day being excited for Memorial Day? Like, oh my God, my people's cooking. I got 3 different houses I could go to get a plate. Oh. Us as the new adults, this is not it. Yes, I'm invited to go drink. Yes, I'm invited to go drink. Do you have a fucking hot dog? Can I have a rib? Is anybody cooking? Is anybody doing 2-step line dances? What is going on? Like, why is it so hard to find a fucking hot dog? Why is it so hard to find a fucking burger on Memorial Day? But I can find some liquor. I can find where the party's at. I can find me a shot, but I can't find a burger. That is a fucking problem. What is wrong with us? What happened to us?
Look, man, we ain't gonna miss these old school days. It's gonna be to the 30th.
I'm Rand Spear, the accident lawyer. I've earned my reputation and I'm proud of it. The insurance companies know it and other law firms know it. In this city, reputation means more experience.
Alright, today we're talking about is why is a modern day military waifu. So basically, to qualify for this list, she has to be in the military, she has to have worked with tanks, guns, bullets, you know, the works. And she got to be bad. Now talk about Balalaika, you fool. You respect me in this intro, I ain't
chat.
doing shit. What do I say? Who gonna stop me, Knight? Oh, you trying to test me? You trying to test the gangster inside? Hey, your voice. I hate to end up about put like squabble, but I think well bullets, man. No more bullets. No more bullets. Oh snap! Hey, did I hit you? Huh? No. Did I hit you? No. What you mean I ain't sus? Bitch. Eventually. All right, voice, stop. We should be out here fight like hoodlums. We ain't even hood people. We from the country, cuz. And what should we do? Fight like white people? Nah, they just as bad. All right, what about Indians? Nah. All right, Hispanics? Nah. Canadians, come on. How the hell they fight? Probably very un-American-like. No. Okay, Japanese. There we go. They're just like us. Just like us. They said they have squinty eyes, they're shorter, and they speak a completely different language. But other than all that, they're just like me for real. Okay, Knight, how do we start? Do we just bomb Pearl Harbor or something? No! Articulate to me in one word why you think Balalaika is the best military waifu. And I'll articulate why, you full of crap. Okay, well, one, she's Russian. Oh my god. Oh, well, who's your choice? Who do you think? Alright, we're proving a few words what makes her better. Too easy. You ready for this? Was ready yesterday. Okay, here we go. Sucking lips. What? Think about it. Think about it. God, I can't stand your ass. Hey, don't run. Admit the truth. Never! Alright, story time, motherfucker. Once upon a time, I too was in the military. Oh yeah, I was in infantry for 7 hellish years. And the only thing you didn't know is that it all sucked. And also, all my 7 years of being in the military, I never dated. And that's mostly because I was in the infantry. And in my infantry unit specifically, we were all men. And if there was a woman around, you can bet your ass she wasn't doing what I was doing. And she was more likely in the air-conditioned office with the higher-ups flirting. Now, I would love to sit here and say there was badass women in the military who were rucking, doing push-ups, running the lanes with guns like I was, with big heavy guns. But as far as I experienced in my infantry unit for 7 years, no, that's not the case. Now, I can say there are probably a few badass military women that are out there, maybe in the Marines or in Special Forces, maybe. But that's a stretch. The majority of women in the military, just like in normal everyday life, are nowhere near as badass as strong as they are in fiction. In fact, it's quite the opposite. They're very, very, very weak, almost to the point where it's sad. They're very likely very fat and out of shape. What I'm saying is, real life military isn't like G.I. Joe. The majority of females are not going to be in combat units. They're going to be in the office in the air condition. Now, I'm saying this based on what I've seen for those 7 years I was in the military. I went on deployment once, which was basically going out of the country to, you know, other places. And this was during COVID time period, so around 2020. There was a time period where my unit was around the most women, but most of them were not in an infantry unit or a combat unit. Those are probably medics and probably doing transportation or etc. Anyway, one of the main reasons I didn't date was mostly because I was trying to stay out of trouble. As infantry soldiers, we were known to be the grunts, killers, and most of us were very physically fit. But just like many other parts of the military, we had issues with sexual assault. Now, I've never seen it happen, but it was always talked about. And basically, when we were talked to about sexual assault, it was basically always a warning like this.
Looking at the white girl is a foul. Speaking to the white girl is a technical foul. And touching the white girl, now that's...
You get the point. They did not sexually assaulting no woman, but they clearly expected it. Now, this may sound stupid to a civilian, but let me clue you in. If your girl's in the military without you, she's gonna be around a whole bunch of muscular, fit men, and some will outrank her if you catch my drift. A lot of sexual assaults happen by a person who is near the woman's rank or one above it. In fact, by doing a little bit of research, I found that women get sexually assaulted in the military more than you would think. But the main point is, even though it may not happen, because it doesn't happen to every woman, it very well could, which is why it is a con. Now, my con, though, is a lot worse and honestly a lot more likely to happen. And that is infidelity or just straight up cheating. And both of those words mean the same thing. So why did I say it like that? Because you dumb as bricks? Shut your ass up! Anyway, cheating. When is this likely to happen for a female soldier? More than likely, on deployment. Now, deployment in the military context is basically the movement of armed forces and their associated logistical support to a location outside of their normal duty station. Or basically, in short, the individual or an entire unit is being sent to a different location to do a job. Now, deployments can last from 6 to 12 months or somewhere around that range. Mine lasted for what it felt like a year, but mine was extended because of COVID. So yeah, basically around a year at the most. And that's a long time for your girl to be away from home and away from you. Meanwhile, she's going to be around a whole bunch of muscular, strong, fit guys that are making them plenty of money, and they're all going to be horny, stressed, and filled with anxiety and depression. So let's be honest, this is the perfect place for a female military woman to cheat if she wanted to. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've seen many girls get pregnant during deployment just randomly. And to make it worse, they got pregnant with ugly men and they were ugly women. None of these people were good looking, yet all of them were getting laid. your girl could be getting the military approved back shots by everybody in the chow hall line. And if you're a civilian, there ain't nothing you can do about it but sit back at home and cry. But now, if you were a soldier too, the chances of her cheating will probably go down a lot, but you're not always going to be with her. More than likely, in that situation, you're probably going to have different jobs and different times you work. And the cheating becomes even more likely when you add alcohol. Oh yeah. Now, soldiers aren't always allowed to drink, especially on duty, but when they are allowed, oh, things can get a little bit crazy. Especially if she's in the infantry or some kind of combat unit where there's going to be mostly guys. And that's the type of situation we're talking about. You, sir, are cooked. Jody, Tyrone, the sergeant, the platoon sergeant, the first sergeant, the private's dog, has clapped your girl's cheeks for America. Tragic. But cry your own time. Until then, listen up. Even though the reality of a military wife may suck, it's not all bad. One pro is the military wife may be disciplined, and she may be able to handle responsibility better and more maturely than the average woman. And one of the best pros, she may also be very physically fit. Now, like I said before, they're not all like this, but there are a good handful of military women who are very, very, very fit. And even though they very likely couldn't take out a whole platoon by themselves, they probably could still kick most men's ass, or at least most average guys. In martial arts, there's weight classes for a reason. I fought women in kickboxing who were pretty good at fighting, but the one problem they had was that they were too small. They had the skill, but they didn't have the power to back it up. It was basically like fighting a very sexy pillow, and you best believe I did hit that. Anyway, last pro, and it's probably one of the best pros that many people don't really think about. It's the benefits. A military woman who is married can have benefits like health care, housing allowances, access to military installations and facilities, education,
I feel a connection to my work more than ever because of
education, career support. Now again, this is only if you're married to her, and there's more. You can receive access to free gyms and libraries. Plus, you can get free counseling, tax services, military discounts, and also if you're married to a woman or a man in the military, you can get something called a basic allowance, or a BAH, which can cover your housing costs. And some spouses may receive special allowances or bonuses depending on the service member's deployment, pay grade, and job. I ain't gonna lie, this sounds pretty good. It almost makes the possible cheating and sexual assault almost worth it. Oh wait, I'm forgetting something. Hold up. Oh yes, death. How can we forget that, right? It's military. Of course she could die. Don't worry though, from what I've read, she's more likely to die from unaliving herself than from actual gunfire or combat. The suicide rates in the military are extremely high. And that's because your military wife is probably filled with anxiety, depression, her back hurt, her feet hurt. She's tired from working long, unforgiving hours. All of her Monster energy drinks just ran out. She's hungry and it's not lunchtime yet. And to top it all off, she's working outside and it looks like rain. Yeah, like I said before, the military sucks. I fight depression and anxiety every day, like the Doomslayer fights demons. But I'm a man. I'm used to sucking it up. And I laugh over my problems away because naturally I'm a very goofy person. But every soldier handles anxiety, depression, PTSD, and their own personal mental health issues in very different ways. Matter of fact, I once knew a soldier who would smoke a pack of cigarettes every hour. A whole pack. My brothers, that's 20 cigarettes. 20 cigarettes every hour. And to be honest with you, I'm not even really sure if he's still alive. He was already really not the most healthiest person in the world. So yeah, a soldier unaliving themselves or picking up unhealthy habits like smoking or drinking is a very real thing for military people. And also, just to make this very clear, if she's going to be gone for a very long time, like on deployment, it's going to be very, very hard for you to connect with her. Long distance relationships suck, and they can get very lonely for a man or woman if they don't see their partner in a very, very long time. Even with all the benefits and the very possible sexiness of the military waifu, I have to say, dating her would still be a struggle. And it would definitely not be easy on you or her, emotionally or mentally. However, if theoretically you were dating a waifu in fiction, would that make these problems irrelevant? Duh. Do you really think that any man is going to be struggling with mental issues and loneliness with SDEF? Well, obviously, maybe not loneliness because she does seem a little bit clingy. Exactly, Knight. She's perfect. Perfect. I wouldn't say all that. She's hot. But I wouldn't say she's perfect. She did enslave a guy and then immediately kill him afterwards, right? Oh, yes, she did do that, didn't she? Huh. It should have been me, not him! It's not fair! My brother, we are black and SDF is sadistic and crazy. And slavery is wrong! But she make it look so good, Knight. She make it look so good. Don't make that sound ever again, please. No promises. Okay, let's back up for a second. I misspoke. SDF didn't technically enslave a guy. In fact, it's actually worse. In the story, she was sent to subjugate the northern tribes by the Empire. And during her conquest, she buried 400,000 of his people alive and broke the hero Numa Sekai, and that's this guy, and this is what he apparently looked like before his mind was broken, She broke his sanity and his pride, and she forced him to strip naked and lick her boots before killing him. Now, I don't care what you guys say, I don't care what he says. SDF will be awful today. Especially weeknight. SDF only likes us strong men. You too soft, squishy, not good enough. That's besides the point. Even if she does think you're strong, she has this possessive attitude about relationships. In fact, when she met one of the main characters, Tatsumi, in the tournament, she thought he was plain strong, and she immediately fell in love with him. But you know what her next move was? It wasn't to go talk to him or flirt. Oh no. She immediately snapped the collar around his neck and knocked him out and took him back to her headquarters. She kidnapped my boy. Now I know there's some simps out there that will be like, oh, this is the dream, this is perfect. But her whole idea of love seems to be to dominate. And she gets this whole might is right philosophy from her father. The philosophy he taught her was basically the strong will survive and the weak will die. This philosophy made SDF into who she is today. A manipulative, barbarous sadist who lacks empathy for people whom she deemed weaker, and more than likely she would not be wise today because she sees love as domination. She'd more than likely try to break you like this guy, and if you show any weakness, she may kill you. And I forgot to mention, before she became the leader of the Jaegers, she was a high-ranking general in the Empire, and this Empire is corrupt as the Emperor is a child, and his right-hand man is a manipulative mastermind, and he's fat, so you know he's evil. And SDF has even stated, if the Empire were to fall, she would simply start a war herself to satisfy her own need for bloodshed. This chick needs to be stopped. Yeah, but not, you forgot that she's also a good leader, and when she fell in love with Tatsumi, she seemed to love him unconditionally. She didn't even know Tatsumi when she met him. She was getting to know him by kidnapping him and trying to seduce him. Voice, let's be honest, the only reason you like her because she's hot. She had all that strength and power, and was even able to stop time with her abilities. And guess where she is now in the story, Voice? Huh? You remember that? Guess where she is now? Well, yes, she's dead. She died by unaliving herself when she found out that Tatsumi was dead. And even though she killed thousands of people before she died, she stated that her only regret was not getting Tatsumi to return her feelings for him. Now, don't get me wrong, she's a very beautiful woman, but she's a tragically stupid character. And if she was in the real military, she would have been court-martialed and locked up a long time ago. Stop simping for a woman just because she's hot, Voice. You'll end up dead just like this. I hear you, and I still say, worth it. Okay, well, then it's your funeral. Alright, Voice, we're gonna talk about the woman from Attack on Titan, or at least some of them. So you gotta promise me that you will not get upset about it. Here we go. Look, no one wanted the potato girl to die, but she obviously died for the plot, or more or less for dramatic convenience. People liked her character, so that's why she had to die. Or that's more or less the reason why the author chose her to die. Look, shut up! Your tears ain't gonna bring a bad Gabby. Little snot-nosed. Are you done? No, but I'll stop for now. And you better say she's worth it. There.
Hey, how about you? You want to play me one-on-one? Let's go.
There is nothing wrong with Sasha Bros, but she is a compulsive food hoarder, and she does seem to love meat a little bit too much. Nah, Knight, that's a pro. You know what? You right. That woman eats like her life depends on it. Now, as far as Mikasa Ackerman, there's nothing wrong with her either. If you didn't know this, the Ackermans in this show have powers. They have the unique ability to exhibit Titan-like powers without transforming into Titans. And Mikasa herself has some form of super strength, speed, agility, and good reflexes. She also has an ability described as knowing exactly what is needed to be done. She has great fighting instincts and perfect self-control over her body, and this self-control is far above that of an average human. She was also able to connect to every single anchorman before her via the paths and gain the battle experience. But after Eren's death, her awakened powers ceased to exist. So nothing really bad to say about Mikasa besides the fact that her story is very sad. Now, Annie Lionheart is a different story. Now, this doesn't have to do with her betrayal, but this does have to do with her Titan powers. Titan shifters in this series only live for about 13 years, and this is only after they're given the Titan ability. But after Eren died, the powers of the Titans was eliminated from the world, and all the aliens returned to their human forms. Now, I don't know if this makes a whole 13 years thing null and void. All I can tell you for sure is that 3 years after Eren's death, Annie Lionheart is still alive. So maybe Eren's death did keep her from dying after 13 years of having the Titan powers. I'm not really sure about that. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Now, other than all that, I think personality-wise, Annie is alright. I mean, she's not the most friendliest person in the world, but I would describe her as someone who is, well, cool. And hot. Yeah, she is pretty hot. She's hotter in her Titan form, though. Voice, what? Alright, Voice, last two. Olivier Mira Armstrong and Balalaika. And I refuse to say her Russian name because that is way too long for me. Coward! It's not cowardice, it's Russian. And Armstrong is better. Armstrong may have better lips, but she is not a better soldier than Balalaika. Balalaika is a veteran of the Soviet War in Afghanistan. She's a fine marksman and sniper, which is how she got her nickname, Balalaika. And she was in the Soviet Airborne Forces, where she received special training. Oh, whatever. That special training didn't help her at all when she was getting tortured. Now, I can't really pronounce who tortured her, but it was the Afghan Mujahideen. I think that's right, dumbass. Shut up! She was tortured for over a month after being captured in Afghanistan, which she apparently survived and escaped from. That's no small feat. Yes, but sometime afterwards, she was cast aside by the Soviet Union. And sometime afterwards, she became a mafia leader. To be more specific, voice, she joined a global crime syndicate, Hotel Moscow, in Moscow, where she crushed many people to get to the top. And that takes a lot of skill, that's all I'm saying. Look, I know war in the military sucks, but she's a thug now. A sexy thug. Check this out.
では、ロシア大使館の方から以外の電話は取り継がない形でよろしいのですね。ミス・ブラティレーナ。はい、どうもありがとう。ご用命の際はぜひご指名を。可愛い盛りだな、あれくらいのは。さて、軍曹。It should have been me!
Will you stop it? It's never gonna be you. But it should have been Knight. It should have been. And couldn't you have found that clip in English? Hey, the viewers can read it like some of us. Oh, screw you, furball. Anyway, last one. Olivier Mira Armstrong. And unlike Balalaika, she doesn't need to be a thug because she's still in the military and she's rich. She's the eldest daughter of the Armstrong family, and apparently her and the youngest didn't get her dad's genes at all. Thank you, God. Bro, are those two women? Look, all I can say is some people were born with shortness and beauty, and others are apparently born with height and muscle, but nothing else apparently. Her brother still has a great mustache though. Oh hell yeah, that guy's cool. Now Olivier is a general of Fort Briggs, which means in her case, she's in full command of the whole fortress. And if we're looking at this realistically, that's probably multiple companies and platoons under her command. Even if her main family wasn't rich, she would still be making plenty of money. She's also very skilled with her family heirloom sword. She's so skilled in fact with this sword that she can even defeat her younger brother, Alex Armstrong. And I mean, she had this guy pinned down to the ground, choking him. Plus, she can hold her own against the homunculus Sloth. Now, I have to mention she was not winning this encounter at all. Sloth is a homunculus with incredible strength and speed, and he's able to take small arms fire to the body, and apparently is only staggered by a rocket launcher. But he does have weak points, and Armstrong was able to tell what these weak points were and use that to her advantage. And as far as personalities go, she's just as ruthless as Balalaika. Now, also like Balalaika, she respects her man around her. Are you finished? No, I actually got one more thing to say. Dating Olivier Armstrong will probably like dating a rich, wealthy, very attractive woman in the military. And dating someone like Balalaika will probably like playing GTA 6 on hard mode, or more or less the game of Mafia. You're more likely to die in her company to get a chance to hit that. You have to admit, Olivier is the safer option. Safe? I don't want safe. I want problems, always. What the hell? Sorry, I went full African black for a second. Okay, well, ignoring that. Tell us what you think in the comments, viewers. Who's your favorite on this list? And who do you honestly think is the best on this list? And tell us which waifu you want us to talk about next. And you guys have a great day. It's Balalaika. It is not Balalaika. It is. Don't point your gun at me. And you know it's that gun at me. Aw, crap. Are we still out of bullets? Apparently. God damn it. All right, boys, calm down. Let's just agree that Sasha is one of the best choices on this list, right? You like Sasha? No, I choose to be petty. Voice, what the?
You live in a Pulte home? You live in an innovative home that's built for you. And a home that's built for you has plenty of storage and clean water filtration. A dedicated home office that has enhanced Wi-Fi and spaces built for entertaining friends. Pulte Homes. More life built in.
Shit.